Thank you, Chairman Higgins, for the opportunity to participate in today's conversation on this important topic. The goal of my statement is to not only talk about the horrific situations that unaccompanied minors face during the disastrous and deliberate border crisis under the Biden-Harris administration, but it is also to serve as a warning. And my warning is this: another crisis on our southern border is currently building, especially if Democrats take back control of Congress in this upcoming midterms and the White House in 2028. I say this because I have recently returned from Tapachula, Chiapas, which is on Mexico's southern border with Guatemala. I was there to report on migrants leaving the city in a large caravan. Many people in this caravan were from Central and South America, and it included young children. This is the fourth caravan to leave Mexico's southern border just this year. While the participants in these caravans have said they are simply going to other parts of Mexico in search of better job opportunities, it is not a coincidence they are trying to reach cities that are close to the US-Mexico border, such as Monterrey and Tijuana. When asked if they would like to enter the United States at some point, say when President Trump leaves office, the migrants said yes. They are willing to wait until our next presidential election for the chance to have an easier time to cross illegally into the United States. One man told me during my time in the city, said, most of my friends think it is better to stay in Mexico and work until Trump leaves. Once he leaves, we will all head north. Why not? Another man, who said this was his 7th time attempting to reach the United States, said, maybe we will organize and work in the border and see if Trump leaves, and then cross. These migrants also said they happily approve of the efforts of Democrats in Congress to defund or abolish the Department of Homeland Security and U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. So think about that. The actions and words of some in Congress, not to mention the anti-ICE rioters across the country who are attacking law enforcement, are helping set the stage for another migrant crisis should their side gain power again. Now, whether they will be able to accomplish their insane mission will be up to the voters. And that brings us to the topic for today. One reason why it is imperative there cannot be another invasion of our country is because one of the biggest sets of victims in these situations are the migrants themselves. And of course, the Americans who are also harmed. During the Biden-Harris border crisis, I saw children, anywhere from 5, 6, or 7 years old, arriving without their parents on a nightly basis. They would often tell me their parents were in their home country and were supposedly traveling to a family member in the United States. Now, I had no way to verify if that was true or not, but what was disturbing to see in the aftermath was that Health and Human Services, headed by Javier Becerra, decided it was better to not verify because the process took too long and they wanted children out of federal care as quickly as possible due to the number of minors arriving on a daily basis. The Biden-Harris administration prioritized avoiding bad optics over the well-being of these children who came to our country because of the Democrats' open border policies. I was given video by sources showing the overcrowding of these holding facilities and witnessed Border Patrol agents avoiding the border because they could not bring in any more people due to the overcrowding. This is why Democrats and anti-ICE rioters' claim of fighting for the immigrant community today is hollow. They could not have cared less about the labor and sex trafficking of these children when their party's policies put them there in the first place. I can guarantee you there are children, migrant children right now, who are trapped in these terrible situations and are praying that an ICE or HSI officer comes to rescue them. And one side of the aisle has the gall to try to defund those rescuers because they hate President Trump. That sort of political game is not just disgusting or shameful, it is evil. Mr. Chairman, I saw firsthand for 4 years the devastating consequences of open border policies. I am still reporting on these consequences, as evidenced by the recent caravan and the anti-ICE riots across the country. And one side is willing to use violence to prevent the Trump administration from solving the problem. I do not know what to expect in the years to come, but I will not be surprised if I have to cover another border crisis in the next few years. Thank you, and I look forward to your questions.